All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is 4 p.m. West Coast time, 1 p.m. that there Hawaii time, 7 p.m. on the East Coast, and 6 p.m. for our Central Time folk. We've got a couple people in the house already. We've got Michael Anthony Smith, number one, saying hi. Gina Gamba coming in soon, right afterwards, saying hello to Michael. Fantastic. We have got a couple people here, which is great. I can't say that I've got a lot to chat about today, but I do have the 30-minute thing that I made. Is it a movie? Is it a film? Is it a video scrapbook? I don't really know what it is. But my masterpiece that's a little bit less than perfect, shall we say. My masterpiece is done. But I decided I would let the imperfections go because, alas, oh crap. Oops. I did a mistake. I was on the wrong mode. There we go. Here's my face. Now you can see me, right? Can you? Gina, so glad you're in the house. So glad you're in the house. All right, so. Hey, how's it? 4 p.m. West Coast time. All that stuff. Michael Anthony, Gina. Me feeling a little embarrassed. Yes, indeedy. So, like I said, we don't necessarily have a lot to chat about today. I have a couple games we might play, and then I have my 30-minute epic masterpiece that needs to be worked on. But my 30-minute epic masterpiece made me realize the editing software that I'm using needs to be improved. I need to buck up my game. I need to actually start paying money for, real stuff and learning how to do real things, because I wanted to do some things with my video editing software that I just don't know if it was possible to do what I wanted to do, or if I just didn't know how to, per se. Either way, shock, which one am I using? I am using, hold on. I'm using OpenShot Video Editor because it's free. And so I figure I should probably buck up and actually, use a real video editor, because I wanted to do a very simple thing that I've seen other people be able to do. And OpenShot, I couldn't find out how to do it anywhere. So I didn't use it. So I didn't do it. I just wanted to do a little opening sequence, the little Star Wars, in a galaxy far away, and then the story rolls up the screen a little bit. I've seen a lot of videos that have that. It can't be that hard, but apparently OpenShot doesn't have that. Or if it does have that, and you can quote me on that. You can also quote me on this. Hey, Pussycat, how is it going? Scrolling text, yeah, DaVinci has it. Okay, yeah, I don't think OpenShot does, although now that I know that it's called scrolling text, maybe I'll be able to oh, it's right there. But either way, I'm sharing with you an imperfect piece of work, because that is what this Chatterbox show is all about, basically. But before we do any of those things, we need to get the party started. And it is a really good thing I have all y'all. All of these moderators, all of these executive producers, all of these people working in the background that are actually in the foreground. Hey, we need music. Hey, where's your face? Yeah, Pussycat, you weren't here earlier. Maybe you were, but yeah, there was no face. I was just, talking, and it was... Anyway, so definitely stoked to have Pussycat in, definitely stoked to have Gina in, definitely stoked to have Shock in, and super stoked to have Michael Anthony Smith in. What I am not super stoked about, though, Michael Anthony Smith. Don't think that I didn't see it. Don't think I was ignoring it. I was just dealing with more other things. But your car ran out of gas, and no, that was not fun. So how'd you solve it? Did you have to like walk to the gas station? Did you have AAA? Was someone kind enough to bring gas to you? I have to admit, I have run out of gas on more than one occasion. And honestly, I don't know why. I mean, like, it's not like my car gives me 70. Actually, that's probably what it is my car, the light goes off at about 3 gallons left in the tank. Well, 3 gallons is close to 70 miles, 75 miles in my car. So, like, I kind of... Well, I don't use the technology that they give me to warn me of upcoming events, apparently. I use that technology to ignore that technology and carry on with my merry way. Much further, probably, than I would if that light didn't come on. But, yeah, so... Oops. And so you walked and a policeman helped you out. Everyone else just passed you. Well, that was nice that the cop helped you out. That was good. I hope you didn't have to walk far. I have never had to walk more than maybe a half a mile for gas when I've done my gas stuff. But one time, I was kind of, actually 2 times. One time, I was kind of proud of how it ended up working out. And another time, I just was lucky. So... the one time I was kind of proud, I knew I was on fumes, dude. I was on fumes. And I was coasting and I saw the Chevron. It was right there. Hey, Cindy, so good to see you. And so the Chevron was right there, right? So I'm pulling in, and as I was coming into the Chevron parking lot, I ran out of gas. And my car, I just took the momentum, and my car was like 8 feet short of the pump. And so I had to get out, and luckily people did help me. We pushed it the 8 feet to the pump. So that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Another time, and this was just pure luck. And so the car that I had, it was a Subaru Outback. I didn't know that if you were in cruise control, the gas light, you need to get gas warning light will not come on. Now, maybe it happens in other cars, but in that particular model, if you're in cruise control, your you're low on gas warning light doesn't show up for whatever reason, right? So I'm in Southern Oregon. I fill up my tank. I'm heading home from San Francisco in one long drive, right? So it's been a long day on the road. Like, it's a 14-hour drive, okay? So, long day on the road, fill up in Southern Oregon, start driving up I-5, super easy drive, put it in cruise control, and just, go. So I'm cruising, and I get to, like, Tacoma, and I'm just like, God, I feel like I really need to, get gas pretty soon. And no sooner do I really feel like I need to get gas pretty soon, does my car become very clearly out of gas. But luckily I was at the end of a downhill off-ramp where there was a gas station at the end of the off-ramp, right? So I cruised down the hill, and unfortunately though, to get up into the parking lot of the gas station, you had to go back up a hill a little bit. So I didn't make it there. I just made it like to the bottom of the driveway of the gas station. And it's like, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning or something. The gas station's not open, and I don't have a gas can, and so I'm just like, fuck, but then there was this tow truck driver who happened to be getting gas, and I was like, hey man, can I borrow your gas can just for a minute? And he was not having any. He was like, no, dude, I'm gonna be out of here. And I was like, no, really, it won't. My car, it's just. Anyway, I finally convinced him to let me have his gas can for a minute. I fill up the gas can with like $1.67 worth of gas or something, hustle down to my car, fill in the, $1.67 worth of gas, and whatever, and, basically just enough gas to get up the hill, And so I get back up the hill and I give him his gas can before he was done filling up his tank, like I knew I would. Anyway, that was what I would consider my luckiest snow gas moment. It sounds like you had a moment that was somewhat lucky, but let's see here. But yeah, exactly. But unfortunately, as Shock pointed out, as a single dude, you are a little bit less likely to get stopped or helped by with random people other than the police officers, of course. So I hope it wasn't too hot, is what I really hope, because God, it just sucks walking down the hot side of the road, sun beating on you, traffic exhaust, the heat of the traffic exhaust, the stink of the traffic exhaust. Yeah, so let's see here. Let's see. Oh, it looks like Elaine came in. Hey, Elaine, good to see you. Who else came in while I was babbling about my good luck? Did I say hi to Cindy Krause? I don't know if I did, but if I did, I'm saying hi again. And so let's see. All right. So, Shock, you're saying you forgot to flip the switch on the bike sometimes, and I find out well before I get to the highway. I don't know what that means. So, can you help me understand? I literally have no idea. And, oh no, Michael Anthony, it was okay. I used to get by hitchhiking. Now that I have one foot, people make me walk. That seems a little backwards. And I do have to say, actually, I forgot that you did have the foot issue. And, I will say, I am way more inclined to randomly pick up some stray, singular fella wandering down the road if he only has one foot than, say, an able-bodied gentleman. Women have to make these very strange safety decisions based on very superficial things, but once when I had to walk like a half a mile to get the gas. On the way back, I had the gas can full of gas, and it was heavy. And luckily, an older guy pulled over and offered me a ride to my car, and quite honestly, I almost didn't take it, but I was like, well, it's really hot and the gas is heavy and I'm weak. So I did get in the truck. I'm still here today. I don't recommend that. But yeah, Michael, with you felt like you had cooties. I'm sure you did, but unfortunately in this day and age, we have to, us chicks, we treat a lot of dudes like they got cooties. It's just, blame your dudes, blame your awful dudes, because we have good reason. And oh right, Chuck, that's right. I did have the gas can. I could always hit him with it. True, or set his truck on fire. But okay, you explained. Motorcycle has a toggle between on, reserve, off. Gas. You leave it on off, but there's always some little amount of gas in the engine in that state. You leave it off when parked. So I don't understand. Like, why? What? Okay, I've got a lot of questions. First off, do all motorcycles have this? Because I do not remember this switch at all on the motorcycles that I've ridden or driven. Doesn't mean they didn't have the switch there. Just means that the person who owned the motorcycle didn't show me it. So first question, do all motorcycles have that? Second question, what's the purpose when you're driving it? Do you want it on? And then Oh, so your reserve tank is a different tank. Okay, so that explains on versus reserve. But okay. And so I don't know if I'm assuming you mean if it's on every motorcycle. But your reserve tank will give you 20 miles or so when you run out of the main tank. Okay. So So now I understand the difference between on and reserve, I guess. But why do you need to turn it off? Okay, whatever. And Pussycat, yeah, 18 to 20 miles per gallon in the city is for a Mustang is really good. My current Subaru is about 24 miles to the gallon. City driving, town driving. So, and you know, with 3 gallons left before the when the little low light comes on, that means I've got another roughly 75 miles. And you know, sometimes it's easy to forget about how a mile there, 3 miles there, a mile there, 2 miles there, 10 miles there, 5 miles there, a mile there, suddenly ends up to like 75 miles an hour, or no, 75 miles. And you're out, I'm out, we're out, it's out, we're out. And, well, then the gas says, yeah, I'm out too. I'm all out, all pow for gas. So, I don't think I've run out of gas in my newer car. And by new, I mean 2004. But my 1996 Subaru Outback, I ran out of gas. I can't even tell you how many times I ran out of gas. I was just not good about keeping gas in that car. Hey, Felicia, so good to see you. You're late again. No worries. The stream started off a little bit rough, so maybe it's best you were late, shall we say? And, wow, that's a really good mile per hour. Blip, blip. All right, we're going to try one more time. Pussycat, wow, you've got a 4.6 V8 with 375 horsepower. That's remarkably good gas mileage for an engine like that. I'm someone who doesn't want a car like that. Mostly because I do want a car like that. But here's the thing. I find myself driving 60 miles an hour in my city streets in my Subaru. So I don't need a muscle car because I would be doing 85 and just be like, this feels like I'm doing 15. I better go faster. And suddenly I'd be doing 100 miles an hour in a 20 mile an hour zone because that's exactly what I would, that's exactly what I would do. I know, I am a bad girl, Mitchie Mama. Hey, Picola T, little tardy one, and Mitchie Mama coming in. And so, yes, your bike is an 08, says Shock. And okay, so the newer bikes don't need you to turn the gas off, but otherwise weird things can happen like vacuum lock or leaks, as most bikes are not in daily use. Okay. Got it. And Shock, get a car that's low to the ground and I will slow down. No. That's what I love about my little Subaru Outbacks. They're higher off the ground. They're not so high that you have to climb into them. But no. I do not like the low to the ground. I'm really a tough driver on cars, I've noticed. I borrowed somebody's Echo once, a Toyota Echo. Oh my God, that car, seriously, like, it wasn't even a real car. I mean, it was just like a toy. The way I turned, I remember turning into the post office once, and I was just like, I took the corner as fast as I normally would take the corner, but in that car, it felt like the car was gonna tear itself apart because I was taking the corner so quick. I don't know, man. I need a real car. And like a Bronco. Pussycat and I can get in some trouble together. And Let's see here. Mitchie Mama, your heart dropped early one morning when I patrol past you while you were doing 70. Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, but obviously they had better places to be because 70, we're not going to worry about your 70, honey bunches. I got myself a fire that I got to get to. Yeah, exactly. And Cola T, thank you so much. My little updo today. Yeah, I thought I would wear it to highlight the new pinks, or the renewed pinks, as it were, that I put in last week. Earlier this week. I don't know when I did it, but I did it. And here it is. And let's see here. So, Shock, exactly. Your Forester is the perfect height. Precisely. My Outback, also the perfect height. The low car, an 87 BMW Coupe. I feel like I'm going so fast. Well, the BMW probably could go kind of fast. Oh, and it's rear wheel drive, so it handles very differently. That makes sense. That makes sense. And Pussycat, you and your wife and I sound like two peas in a pod. And Rick, thank you so much coming in here, subscribing for 23 months. That is super awesome. And let's see here. Yeah, Pussycat, I beat the heck out of my cars as well. In fact, here's the deal. I don't understand people who buy cars for status. It makes no sense to me at all. Cars are purely functional to me. I am always one who will choose function over form any day. And so function over fashion, function over form. I am all about function. And so I remember there was this one guy who got really ticked off at me. He was parked in a grocery store parking lot, very close to the front of the parking lot, right next to the parking lot cart return, the basket return slot. And the cart that I was using accidentally brushed up against his brand new huge truck, a huge dually truck that I could tell by looking at him, that truck is made for work, and that truck isn't going to see one speck of dust on it, let alone work. He had this huge truck just for fancy show, and my cart braces up against it as I'm trying to put it in the slot. He gets out of his car all pissed off, watch where you're going, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm petty like that, I took the cart back out and specifically bopped his bumper with it and then threw the cart back in. And then just let him stand there dumbfounded and yelling. It's just like, come on, man. You've got a car that's made for work. You're afraid to get it dirty, and you're complaining about people touching it in the grocery store parking lot when you parked next to the basket carrier? Yeah, I'm petty. I am petty like that. And yeah, exactly, Shock. Trucks that are made for work that never see work are like border collies in an apartment. Precisely. So I'm gonna help break in your truck. Yeah, that's right. 'Cause I'm petty like that. And yeah, that's right. Petty. That is my name. And let's see here, Picola T, you have an electric car, your first new car in 10 years. Had to put a warning beep on it to let us know whenever we go over 70. Oh, I bet, because it doesn't. Right. Because as a gas car owner, you're so used to the sound and the rumble of the speed that. Right. And, yeah, Rick, exactly. A Toyota Camry, 2002 Toyota Camry, or like a 2002 Honda Accord. Those cars are going to be around forever. They're going to be indestructible. Yeah, absolutely indestructible. They just keep on keeping on. They're not good looking. They're nothing fancy. They're exactly what you expect from a Toyota, Corolla or Camry or whatever, and a Honda Accord. But they are just little chuggas. They keep going along. And hey, Darlene snuck in while we were sitting here talking about cars and stuff. I don't know how we just started talking about cars and stuff, but here we are. And let's see here. Pussycat, good. You don't baby your car or your truck. Good deal. And yeah, Shock, I gotta tell you, those little pickups, that they don't make anymore, I don't really understand why they don't make them anymore, because lots of people love those little pickups, and the people who have them definitely don't get rid of them. And if they wanted to get rid of them, there are people like me, people like you, who really would love to have an option for a little pickup. But all the trucks these days are super flippin' huge. And it's like, no man, I don't need a gas guzzling barn mover. I just want something to maybe, camp in the back of and haul some firewood of occasionally. The little trucks, the little, Tacomas back before they got big used to be the little truck. I had an 87 Toyota pickup that was, the little, it was a long bed, but still it was the little kind. And but you look around in the traffic and in the not the want-ads, the classifieds, the for sales, those little trucks are really hard to find. Picolati, I'm not talking about those little weird Japanese trucks, although those are cool too. I'm talking about the 1985 Chevy S10s or whatever. I'm talking about the kind of truck that Andy has, actually, is what I'm talking about. The smaller trucks, not the big overgrown trucks. And now that I've babbled about trucks for a minute, I think we've had people come in. So hold on, just in case I missed something. Okay, maybe I didn't, but Darlene is bragging about Rick's heavy foot on the freeway. And let's see here. Right, yeah, Picolati with your electric car wouldn't have a clue if you were speeding because there's no engine noise. Precisely. And Rick, are they actually bringing back the actual real Brat? Because they've had the Baja for a while. And I just assumed that the Subaru Baja was the modern Brat. And I really love the Baja. But it's too expensive for my blood. Pussycat, really, Ford has a small pickup called the Maverick. It's like the Rangers. Really? I borrowed my coworker's Ford Ranger. I'm writing down Maverick so I can look it up. I borrowed my coworker's Ford Ranger for a while when my car wasn't working. And I gotta tell you, dude, I liked it more than I thought I would. I really, really liked it more than I thought I would. So, let's see here. And, I think it might have been Felicia that came in, perhaps, and I didn't say, no, wait, Felicia came in early. Felicia, if I didn't say hi to you, I'm saying hi to you now. And the cars that shut off in traffic to save gas drive your husband nuts. He better not go to France, because apparently in France, it's like the cultural norm to turn your car off during stoplights, which is bizarre. Yeah. And Gina, there is a Daily Pigeon Live podcast tonight. Change in plans, last minute. So glad you mentioned Daily Pigeon. So, we mentioned Andy and his truck. That's the kind of good truck that I want. But also, last minute change. Keone Nunez is going to be co-hosting with Andy tonight at the Daily Pigeon Live podcast, 6 p.m. West Coast time, 3 p.m. Hawaii time, 9 p.m. on our East Coast. And so even though Andy said there wouldn't be any shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as it turns out, there wasn't a show on Tuesday. There was a show on Monday. There wasn't a show on Tuesday. There will be a show on Wednesday because Keone is going to be stopping in. So, hope that word gets out because it obviously didn't get out as far as it needed to. Last night, Andy dropped a YouTube video and he happened to mention that he would be going on today. And then I also saw C Honda confirm that on social media somewhere, but I'm not going to tell you where. So there you go. Let's see here. Shock, German cars turn themselves off at the stops, just like gas golf carts do. I didn't know that. And you mean cars in Germany. I figured you meant cars in Germany, not German cars. And let's see here. And so, let's see here. Darlene, you're looking for a midsize SUV like a RAV4, Subaru Forester, or Honda CR-V. Just researching, see which is the best buy. Well, I'll tell you what now. I'll tell you what. I have not driven a recent RAV4, but the one that I drove, I don't know, 10 years ago, dude, I loved it. It was high up off the ground without being too high up off the ground. The headroom was amazing. The backs, it was so spacious in the back. I really enjoyed the RAV4. The Honda CR-Vs, I just don't like how Hondas drive. Honda, for some reason, Honda, Subaru, and Toyotas and Subarus handle and drive very similarly, in my opinion. The Hondas just drive completely different, and I hate how Hondas drive. So, when making that choice, may I also encourage you to physically drive them before you make your final decision, because you might think that the Toyota or the Honda is the bee's knees, and suddenly you're behind the wheel and you're just like, this flippin' sucks. Or vice versa. But obviously, super huge fan of Subaru. That's what I am. But that Toyota RAV4, at least an older version that I drove, dude, loved it. Loved it. And good to see you, Chris. We are sitting here randomly talking about vehicles, big trucks, little trucks, SUVs, and things like that. Electric cars, and how some of us with electric cars need to institute a warning beep once they go over 70 miles an hour because it's so easy to speed in them. Pacola T, I'm not looking in your direction. And Gina, you can't drive, so you know nothing about vehicles. Oh, you know a little bit about vehicles. You've been in a car, right? You know that if you're in a car that's super low to the ground, oh my God, it's such a pain in the arse to get out of, especially if you're parked next to a curb and the curb is higher than the bottom of the door. God, you know, in high school, I had so many friends with lowered cars. It's a flippin' nightmare. And so, let's see here. I have never even heard of the Toyota Corolla Cross. I have no idea what that is. I did not know it existed. But if it's anything like the Corolla, which is probably, as we discussed earlier, one of the most dependable, reliable, boring, run-of-the-mill, but effective vehicles ever. Oh, sounds like it might be worth looking into. In fact, I'm going to look at... Oh, it's Corolla Cross. I've never heard of that. Corona SUV on a Corolla frame, small kind. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, really, you don't need the big... Like, that's what I like about my Subaru. It's big enough. I mean, I literally can sleep in the back if I need to. But at the same time, I can also park in compact parking spaces, which is awesome. And, Chris, an Uber driver took you to the airport and he had a Tesla, super fast. Interesting. I can honestly say it never occurred to me that someone might have a Tesla and be an Uber driver. But then again, Tesla does have that lower level and a lower entry point these days, cost-wise. And so let's see here. Mitchie Mama, your first car was a Corolla 72. $2,900 with tax. Wow. Wow. Okay, so, Rick. The Corolla Cross has a CVT transmission. I'm not a fan of that. What is a CVT transmission? I know what a transmission is, in theory. Mine's a manual. What's a CVT? Yeah, what's a CVT? And Darlene, your son-in-law has a Tesla for a couple years and loves it. Awesome. And see, right, okay, see, everybody has had a Corolla. Everybody, I think that everybody except for me on this stream has had a Corolla at some point. And, Carl in Arkansas, your mom has a Mercedes-Benz M-Class. You can't even get in it. Is the M-Class a sports car that's really low to the ground? Because I don't think Mercedes has anything that you can climb into. Yeah, because my knees do not like low to the ground vehicles. Period, end of story. Not gonna lie. I'm too fat and my knees just not, yeah, no. Okay, so Rick, constant variable transmission, a rubber band instead of gears. I don't even know what that means, but it doesn't sound good, so I don't know what that means. Let's see here. But it sounds like, is it sort of new transmission technology? Because if it is, then because if it's new transmission technology, then I just don't trust it yet. Could I please sound any more elderly and old-fashioned? If it's that new technology, I don't trust that. So let's see here. Chris, oh, you got a 2013 Subaru Forester 2.5. Nice. Yeah, I've got the 2004 Subaru Forester 2.5, but it's 2004. So it's like almost 20 years old. Carl in Arkansas, M-Class means you constantly need a mechanic. Oh, no. That's funny. And, Shock, I do believe I've just been told to get off your lawn. Exactly. Let's see here. Okay. They made CVT for all the hybrid cars, and now it's creeping into gas engines. I don't know if I trust it, Rick. I don't know if I trust it. I have no reason for my suspicions, but I have my suspicions. So let's see here. Mitchie Mama, the worst car was the 2002 Ford Taurus. Yeah, I've never heard good things about any Ford Taurus, no matter what year. The company gave it to us when we stopped doing company cars. I had to sell it due to the transmission problems. Couldn't even keep the gift car because it was so bad. That's kind of funny. So let's see. And Carl in Arkansas, the M-Class means that it's always a mechanic. That kind of reminds me of how I feel about Harley Davidsons. And I know these are fighting words, but whatever. I've said this to Harley drivers, but riders before. And my favorite time when I said it to this Harley driver once was I was in his garage, and that's where his band practiced. And I noticed that his Harley Davidson was not in the usual spot. His garage was empty in his vehicle zone. And so I made a comment, or we were talking about motorcycles, and I made a comment how I think that Harleys are silly because they spend more time in the shop than they do on the road. And, unless you want to spend your time tinkering on a bike, there's no need, Harleys are good for people who want to tinker on bikes, not for people who want to ride them. Well, anyway, this dude whose garage I was in, who owned a Harley, got super pissed. He's like, well, that's not true at all. I blah, 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 and rah, 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 rah. And so I let him do his little pro Harley rant. And I was like, that's cool, Gary. I was like, but hey, where's your bike? Where's your Harley right now? Oh, well, it's in the shop. Oh, it's in the shop. I never would have guessed a Harley would be in the shop. Yeah. Anyway, as soon as he admitted that it was in the shop, he kind of shut up. Because come on. And yeah, exactly. Harley Davidson marking its territory with all its oil leaks. I'm going to steal that, my friend. I am going to steal that. And let's see here. Wow, Rick, Toyota's making a first gear only transmission and then it goes into CVT mode. Time will tell. I don't know, Toyota. You've been so, Toyota's been so so reliable. Why are you risking it, Toyota? You've been so reliable. Why are you risking it? Says the woman who wants everyone to get off her non-existent lawn. And let's see here. Shuck, yeah, you got all the biker cred you need on your Honda Shadow. Well, the only reason why you're getting biker cred on your Honda Shadow is because you're a chick. And Honda Shadows are quite literally the only motorcycle that I ever see sold in bikes for women are always Honda Shadows. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved riding the Honda Shadow that I used to ride. Hey, Badgery55, good to see you. We are great here today on Shatter with Statter. Right now, we're talking about various and assorted vehicles, motorcycles and cars and transmissions. And I don't know anything about most of these things. So how we ended up talking about them, I'm really not quite sure. But that's okay, because we're learning about things and stuff. And so, let's see here. Okay, so, Piccola T in Italy, you joke that Fiat stood for fix it again, Antonio. That's funny. That is very funny. And, okay, so, but Chuck, what I was saying, what I was saying about the Honda Shadow, though, was, so, I don't know how my friends still are friends with me, actually. You know what? So, so, my friend came over to my house, and he was super stoked, because he had just bought a motorcycle, and he wanted to show it off, and he was all, yes, I just got this Harley Sportster. And I looked at him in the face, and I said, you got a Honda Shadow? And he's like, no, a Harley Sportster. It's like, right, a Honda Shadow. He did not think it was funny. So, yeah, I was like, you might as well have just gotten a Honda Shadow if you got a Harley Sportster. Yeah, exactly. Another chick bike. Exactly, Rick. And so then when I told one of my other biker friends who is a chick who does ride a Sportster, I told her what I said, and she was just like, why didn't you just cut his balls off and hand them to him? You know, and it was like, well, this was less messy, I guess. Let's see here. So yeah, exactly, Rick. Even I know that, but I would still take one. Yeah, exactly. I would too. As bad-mouthing as I am about Harley, etc., if someone was like, hey, here's a Harley Sportster, you want it for free? I'd just be like, heck yeah, park it up, bring it on over here. I've got a parking space right behind my house. So, and let's see here, Badri55, over here you have bikes too, mostly small engine for economical purposes. So it's 70cc, right? Yeah, that's a little bit tinier than a Harley Sportster, but a little bit bigger than a Honda Shadow. Just kidding. And Chris, exactly. Yours is flippin' old rebuilt Dodge. I heard it instead. What was it? It's forked over. Obviously, it's not forked, but I'm not going to say it. Forked over rebuilt Dodge is what I've heard of Ford being the acronym for, as it were. And let's see here. Darlene, not at all surprised that Rick had a bike way back then, but also probably guessing here that once the fam started to grow bigger, he needed to sell his bike and be safe, because he's a good dad like that. Uh-huh. And, let's see here. Rick, fix or repair daily. Another one for Ford. I've definitely heard of that. And so shocked. I will not be upgrading from 750 to 1250 because I don't want to die. Totally, dude. Yeah, and those 1250s are like, I am of large stature, and so I can sort of, the physics of me on one isn't as odd as a smaller person. But still, though, it's like, no, that's way too much bike for... I mean, you obviously could handle that much bike more than I could, because I'm not an expert rider by any stretch. But, yeah. The 1250s, I've gotten on them, and it's just like, nope, not even gonna dream. Yeah. So, let's see here. What have we got going on? All right. So yeah, and actually, Badri, one thing about the little 70 cc's, etc., those are super handy, and those are usually engines that, yeah, we have in what Shog was saying, we call scooters up here, and in the Seattle area, and also I'm assuming like the San Francisco Bay Area, there are so many steep hills that actually some of the smaller bikes or smaller scooters have a hard time making it up to the top. And so in the Seattle area, a lot of people ride scooters, but they're actually kind of like the bigger versions, just because we have hills that literally the smaller versions can barely make it up with. Like, if you can ride your scooter up that hill, but the moment you have groceries and you need to ride that scooter up that hill, that scooter's not making it up that hill. And oh, for sure, Chris, yeah, lots of women ride big Harleys. Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying that, like, even though my size is physically large and the like, I still, yeah, no, it's way too big of a bike for me. Picola T, you on a bike? I'm picturing a T-Rex trying to ride. Nope. Oh, Picola T, you would be surprised. You would be surprised. Let's see. Should I? Can I? Will I? Oh, he's dead. All right. So there was a time in my life when I hung out with a lot of bikers, like gangster bikers, like 1%er bikers, right? And so the head of the local chapter of Gypsy Jokers, the Gypsy Jokers Clubhouse is just down the street from my house. And so the head of the Gypsy Jokers was this guy named Billy Buck. And Billy Buck was every single thing that you would anticipate of the head of the bikers to be, man. Like, handlebar mustache, long scraggly hair. I mean, just the most badass effer you could possibly be. And he was like 4 foot nothing. He was the tiniest man with the biggest flippin' attitude in the world. And the bike that mother drove was probably weighed 8 of what he weighed. It was the funniest thing. I mean, of course, no one was allowed to laugh, okay? No one was allowed to laugh. But seriously, dude, he would ride the biggest bikes with the longest 8 hangers, the handlebars that go really... He would be standing in order to reach handlebars. And he rode plenty big bikes, so don't worry about your size. It's totally rideable. If you think you can ride it, you can ride it. If you can reach the handlebars, even if you're standing on the pegs, you can ride it. And yeah, Billy Buck, seriously, he was a personality bigger than the bikes that he rode. He was a great guy. And the funny thing is never mind, not going to get into that story. But yeah, Billy Buck, tiny man, big attitude, huge bikes. So don't put it past you. Just because you're tiny stature does not mean that you can't ride a big old bike. And let's see here. All right, so what do we talk about here? Yeah, and then Darlene, you're way too small to handle any large bike, 5 foot 1 inch. Right, too short to have a hard time with the legs. Yeah, exactly. And let's see here. Badri, do you guys need insurance for 12 months in snowy areas? I don't know, but I know that motorcycle insurance is so flippin' cheap around here that I've never really heard of anybody canceling it during the winter. But I'm guessing if you're not riding it, you probably don't have to have the insurance on it. I mean, as long as it's not out on the street, right? I actually don't know. I mean, if you're going to be riding it in the snow, then clearly you need insurance. If you're going to be riding it any time of the year. But like in areas like in Seattle, where for a good half of the year, people aren't riding their motorcycles, I don't think they have to have them insured if they're not being ridden. But I'm not so sure people cancel their insurance either, because it's like $12-15 a month, and so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, like Shock just said, if you're riding on the streets, then you absolutely need insurance. And I do know people who only have motorcycles to get around, so they will ride their motorcycle in the snow, and they definitely have insurance. So let's see here. Lissy, you came in late and really assumed riding a bike was a euphemism. No, we're actually talking about motorcycles for real. Like, I can totally see why you'd think that. But no, by the way, welcome in. Welcome back to Chatter with Statter. And let's see here. Shock, you suspect they factor that winter season into the insurance costs? Yeah, I'm guessing. I mean, I really, you would know better because you're the one who buys the insurance for the bikes. But, I mean, car insurance, you can go month to month. So I don't see why you couldn't with motorcycles, right? I mean, right? And let's see here. You have to send in a new drop from the bike, but not today. Fair enough. And by the way, I already mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to mention it again. Keone Nunez is going to be on Andy Bumatai's show, Daily Pigeon Live, in about an hour and a half, about an hour. Speaking of which, oh my God, you guys, we have babbled for like almost an hour. So we have a choice. Should we keep babbling about things and stuff? Or would you like to see the video that I've been talking about forever that finally got finished, sort of? I mean, it's finished. I wanted to do other things with it, but I can't. I've reached the limit of the video editing software that I'm using for free, so it's finished. So, it's a 28-minute long video. We don't have to watch it here because it's going to be debuting on my YouTube channel in about an hour. But if we want to watch it here, we've got about a half an hour left of the show, so we can, or we don't have to. We can talk about we can still keep talking about this stuff. So, let's see here. Hold on. Chris, it looks like. All right. See you later, Chris. Super stoked that you're able to hang out for as little bit and as much as you did. Hope to see you soon. I'm sure we will, because you like to pop in every once in a while, and that always makes us happy. And let's see here. Shock, you've never seen a month-to-month policy? They offer me No, well, they never offer them, but you can get month-to-month. I don't think they like to do that. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe your state is different, because different states totally regulate the insurance industry. So, but what I can say is in Washington State, you absolutely can go month to month. But Washington State is not Virginia. Just so you know, they're two different states. And not only are they two different states, they're on completely different sides of the country. So, are their laws the same? Maybe. Maybe not. I just happen to know that if you in Washington, you get discounts. You get discounts for buying in bulk. 3 months, 6 month, 12 month. It's cheaper. I mean, it's more expensive to go month to month, but you can. In fact, I know people who, I don't want to do this, but they will literally change their insurance every month. They're constantly looking for a better insurance rate, and they will change their insurance every month, which to me seems like a nightmare. So, all right, you're gonna go Mitchie Mama because you got family drama. All right, and Pussycat's like, well, if we don't preview it, we'll feel like we missed out on something, or maybe take a Lono break. Well, as it turns out, Pussycat, guess what? There's Lono music in the video. Oh my God, there's Lono music in the video. Okay, so it looks like we got PPP Bang coming in just at the last minute. The last minute, the first minute, the middle minute. He's coming in now is when PPP Bang is coming in. Kapow. But all right, we've got 2 votes for the video. So we are going to watch this video. This video is what I call my Muckleshoot masterpiece. Now let's remember, boop-a-doop, this video is all about the arrival of over 40 different tribes coming to the Alki beach for the Muckleshoot Paddle 2023 Protocol Celebration. And this is just a little map of most of the tribes that came in. Some of the tribes, though, actually came from as far as California and as far as Oregon down the Columbia River. And we even had a canoe that was an open people's canoe where there was some Maori paddlers, a Hawaiian paddler, and other paddlers from the United States. So, that's right, Rick, map statter once again. So, without further ado, here's that Muckleshoot masterpiece I've been working on for a minute. Boop.
Good day, my friends. To all of you, my honorable people, you have arrived to the land of the Muckleshoot people. It is joyful for us to see all of you. You have honored our people. Your traveling by water is good. We give thanks to everyone for being here. We will sing, we will dance, and we will enjoy visiting one another. Come to shore now.
Swagwalapu, CEA, Deishan, Eli Nelson, Teatstud, Muckleshoot, Obstud. To all my honorable people, my name's Eli Nelson. I come from the land of Muckleshoot. We'd like to raise our hands and thank you for coming to this journey. Thank you and welcome to the homelands of Muckleshoot. We welcome you. Thank you for your hard journey, and we appreciate all your good words. We can't wait to host you and share a good meal with you, share some songs and dance, and welcome ashore. We Ox. Hops the Helm. Donnie Stevenson, Pizza, Muckleshoot, Opched. Welcome. Good day. My name is Donnie Stevenson, and I am Muckleshoot. I'm the vice chairman of the Muckleshoot Indian tribe, and it does my heart good to welcome you to our lands, welcome you to our waters, and welcome you to our shores. It makes us incredibly proud to know that you've come here to celebrate with us, to share in time and share in space with us, to spend time together, to give of one another, to exchange cultures. It's incredibly joyful to share this day with you. We look forward to the celebrations yet to come. We know that our ancestors are here to greet you, and we know that your ancestors have traveled with you. Thank you. Please come ashore. You have permission. Thank you.
Hi, Swale. My name is Frankie Shaw, and we are the Kuala Canoe family. And first and foremost, I want to raise my hands to the youth on this canoe. We've been working together for months and months to prepare for this journey, and the youth have done nothing but impress me the whole time. Hi, Scott, everyone on this canoe, everyone that joined us on this journey, and everyone here on the beach to welcome us. I'm going to hand the mic off to one of our youth, and he's going to do the proper protocol and ask to come ashore.
We are the Kuala Canoe family. We come from 9 different nations. Malahat, welcome. We're asking permission to come to shore. I cut them, Muckleshoot.
Ha slachilla titsiaya al Muckleshoot swatuftan. As Joe Ilchas antagwaslav de Bushland. O hegwa chalaptis atsatis kalbu. Dai hat tis o uluslap. O egwichas aquibak akbu altis dialap. Alachas elib, alachas sahab, alachas asaraleg. Slalila fli chasla sujo ilabi, quiguasas the lahad bitagwal chas. Welcome, my honorable relatives and friends. You have arrived to the land of the Muckleshoot people, and it is so good to see you all here today. You have honored our people, from the youngest to the oldest, and your traveling by water is good. We give thanks to all of you for being here today. We are ready to sing, dance, and feast together. Welcome ashore to Muckleshoot.
Shoot, naata hanech klashik, uklas hakwai sichimne, sigmasape, watasish, utsaim, chapatsukin, simakuas, ahuzet, unakdish, klabwasi, histashik hashkwi, ahuzet, uish seshat, sayat satsakin, klatwa, in hitna akuhet. His darkness, teach me to pass. It's Mushahab Kla. Aswachi Fitness. Uem Hehem. Hinashak. I'm going to pass the mic to my sister now to translate what I said in Mama Snika.
Everyone listen up, please. I speak on behalf of our canoe family, Simakuas. We have paddlers from Ahousaht, Eshkwit, Tishat. We have traveled a great distance to be in your respected territory. Our lifeline comes from ocean. Today we continue to uphold our ancestral way of life. We humbly ask for permission to come ashore.
Try to see how many times you just say it. Iman.
We are truly blessed to be out here on your shores today. We are honored. We are honored and blessed with the skies. The temperature that it was a beautiful ride over here. The sun truly blessed us, kissed our skin, left us with a nice blaze. Got me looking like Auntie's Krispy Kreme addiction, new Krispy Kreme addiction. Anyways, we paddled here, we paddled along on these waters. We faced trials, and we paddled through them. We faced tribulations on land, and we come together and work through it, coming out stronger together. As a young skipper, I was tasked with one job, and that was to get this crew here, this landing, safe and sound. And as you can see, they have most of their hands and feet fingers still.
Come to shore now, we will enjoy visiting one another. Amen to the planet.
Greetings, our dear friends and relatives. We are the Lono people. We travel here in our 3 canoes with our youth and our elders. We're so happy to be here in your territory. We have many of our people that have moved down here and reside in your territory. We have been on the water for 11 days. We've come from the Almond. I'm going to pass the mic over to our other 2 skippers so we can ask permission to come ashore together.
Just a little bit. Thank you. Allah Chas Daily. Allah Chas Anka. Allah Chas Ankarale. We will sing, we will dance, and we will eat together. Slowly up, please, Tesla. Please don't yell at you. Please bless us to last time, talk real fast. Come to shore now, and we will enjoy visiting one another.
Paddles up.
Hatchville Hill. Gala Castellfla. Gala Castellfla Muckleshoot. Lilo Platai. Gela Kesla Nino Sola, Gela Kesla Gigigame, Gela Kesla Ginganana, Gayutano Laha Lehlidel, Hebeno Kwakwana Clinicola, Melodies, Yakindala Kae Lehlidel, Namak Yala. Gache Nines, Guaile Lasins Huk, Wilsburg, Yakute, Gache Nines, Gilgapota, Gache Nines, Wikustuda, Huakana, Flumino Huska, Flumino Kolkia, Bukitamacha, Ikin Nokaye, Exton Bogwinsa, Wiki the Osmano Atlista, Tagweed the Boothland, Thank you, Muckleshoot. Thank you to our chiefs, our leaders, our knowledgeable ones, and especially our children. We acknowledge that you all come in your truest form today. We are the Lekwidel. Our canoe is named Clinicola. My name is Melody. I've been asked to speak on behalf of my tribe, Namakyala, speaking as one. We are here to follow in the ways of our ancestors. We are here to hold on to each other in a good way. We are here to uplift the ancient ways of canoe culture. We are hungry, we are tired, and though we are hungry and tired, our hearts are overfilling with joy to be here. We would like to come and visit with you. We would like to ask your permission to come ashore. And in your language, to greet the Boothland. Thank you. Gela Kestelfla. Kayum. Ham. Gela Kestelfla. To greet the Boothland. To greet the Boothland. Ham. Kayum.
Kayla Kasla. I am Punkwitty. We are the Singing Coho. We are from Qualicum on the east coast of Vancouver Island. We travel with many nations, relatives from around. After a long illness, we were told Muckleshoot wanted a gathering. We gathered the family and we came. We've been hosted along our journey by many great families and relatives along the way, and we thank them for putting us up and feeding us. But Muckleshoot was the destination, and now we wish to rest here, feast with you, dance with you, visit family we have not seen in ages. We wish permission to come ashore and share songs and dances and witness, so our youth can witness that and elders can bring back the memories that were lost to them so long ago and taken away from them. Thank you. We wish permission to come ashore.
All right, there you have it. There you have it. That's the big production, what I did. And let me be very clear. What I did was take a couple pictures and took video of all the arrival ceremonies. All of the pictures of the regalias, most of the pictures of the canoes coming up out of the water, any of the videos of paddlers either coming past shore, into shore, on the way to shore, not my footage. So as much as I would love to take credit for this video, the only thing I really can take credit for is some pictures, a little bit of video, and the editing. Everything else is a scrapbook that I have culled off of social media from various tribal events, etc., tribal pages, photographers who were there. This piece of work is by no means mine. I do not claim that work. I will admit I edited it. I also admit I stole a lot of content to put together, which is why it's not my content. It's a content for everyone who was a part of that ceremony, who wants to share this. This is not a video that I can lay claim to. I edited it. I provided some footage. That's all. Most of the work, most of the pictures, the videos, etc., they were done by the actual family members of the paddlers, the pullers. They call them pullers, actually, in the Northwest lingo. I still refer to them as paddlers, but same diff. So let me make it clear, though I am going to be putting this on my YouTube page, and though I am the editor of that video, I didn't make that video. And that video was made by generations of families in the past and in the future. So I just wanted to share an amazing event. And I hope that the footage that I took without permission, I hope that what I made of it is acceptable, because I recognize the irony of taking without permission a haole girl like myself and putting that piece of work out. So I hope that it was just a visual, beautiful scrapbook, basically. So, so thank you for putting up with that half an hour of my little creation that I tried to put together with so much respect. But ultimately, the reality is, without the permissions of the tribal videographers and photographers, I really know that I'm treading on like some seriously shaky ground, and I acknowledge that, and and no disrespect was meant. Anyway, so it is the bottom of the hour, 5:30, and I didn't mean to get as emotional as I did there with that little spiel, but I want to thank you guys so much for all of the beautiful encouragement and words and commentary and feedback that you gave while watching that particular video. It will be debuting on my YouTube channel in about a half an hour, so feel free to share it with anyone and everyone, and hopefully everyone you share it with will enjoy all of the beautiful colors, all the beautiful cultures coming together on a beautiful day at the beach. And just like we come together on a beautiful day online, a couple times a week, 3 times a week, and we've got Andy Bumatai later on this very day coming in with a surprise show that wasn't supposed to happen. So, Pussycat, call-in time, because this is the new time call for Chatter with Statter. So we are gonna wind it up, and in about a half an hour, we're gonna join Andy Bumatai and Keone Nunez, tattoo legend extraordinaire. He will be co-hosting the Daily Pigeon live broadcast with Andy Bumatai, and so hopefully we will see each other there. I'd like to remind everybody that this Saturday there will be no Statterbox at the cinema. This Saturday, Andy Bumatai and James Monet are going to be in Renton. Augie T had to pull out of the event. Augie T has a second job. Augie T's second job has become his first job. He's a politician in Hawaii, and I don't think I need to explain to you right now why politicians in Hawaii don't need to be running around telling jokes right now. So Augie had to respectfully back out of the commitment. I think we all understand why. However, I'm going to be emceeing the show. Andy's going to be there. James is going to be there. And if you're going to be in the Renton area, I hope you're going to be there too. If you're not going to be there, well, you know what? That's okay, because I'm going to see you hopefully in 30 minutes on the Daily Pigeon Live with Andy Bumatai. All right, you guys. And if you're watching this on repeat, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button or the thumbs down button. Whatever buttons you want to press, feel free to press those buttons. All right, you guys. I'm going to be pressing a button. You take care. See you soon.